Let's roll. I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby on turn to the max. You with, he ain't talking about nothing. Ain't ballin', babe, he can afford a bag. These little broke ass right in the past. I come with more than half. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Rush. It is your boy, Maxx Crosby, in the building. I got my brother with me, Brogan Roback. Darian is not with us today, but we do love that man, and he will be back very soon. But we have a very special guest. This man, I mean, his father is one of the greatest Raiders to ever do it, but this man had a hell of a career. One of the most underrated pass rushers, in my opinion. Dude had a long arm from hell.
Yeah.
Crazy motor, crazy talent, number 2 overall pick, St. Louis finest, New England Patriot, 2-time Super Bowl champ, New England, Philly. I mean, I can go on and on, but this dude had a phenomenal career, great player, great dude, and the host of the Greenlight podcast, Chris Long, is in the building today. Let's get it.
He's cutting promos now.
What an intro,
That's what Pat
dude.
McAfee
That actually,
style.
like, hey, bro, I got an ego now.
Yeah.
No, man, I appreciate you, Max, and bro, like, this weekend has been awesome.
Legend.
Y'all, I was telling the guys earlier, I was like, I can admit it, I'm jealous. Like, you know, I don't get jealous of new deals or the bad guys get. They deserve it. Every generation gets more money, but the thing this generation has, because of guys like you, is like, this is a blueprint. I think it's really cool, man. So appreciate you doing this.
Of course, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's an honor to have you here. You know, we talked about it a little bit, and you just, you know, touched on it a little bit, but you were talking about, like, man, I wish I had this type of thing when I was playing or be involved with something like this. Was there any other guys in the league that you communicated with at all, or is it mostly like in-house or with teammates when it came to like pass rush?
And that's what you're doing. You're bridging the gap between, like, listen, we're a phone call away. Like, you got boys you see after the games and, you know, your buddies, and you could text them or whatever, but you just didn't back in the day, not talk shop so much.
Yeah.
And so now you got this place. Michael Bennett was one who actually just got voted into the Seattle top 50 players of all time. Very deserved. Cliff Averill as well, my draft class. Guys that I played in division.
Yeah.
You know, we would trade notes and whatnot, but this is something you guys are doing where, like, listen, I learned something from Justin Houston the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, I used to watch Justin Houston nonstop.
Yeah.
But what you guys got now is a place where guys can get together and actually talk through the film. It's one thing to watch a guy play, but to hear why he does what he does and how he does what he does, that's the beauty of what y'all are doing. So,
like you said yesterday, though, it's public enemy number 1. Offensive
lineman, bro.
O-lineman.
We have
That's
a
really what
quarterback
it
enemy,
is.
bro.
Yeah,
we
real.
do.
And quarterback, obviously, for you guys.
Yeah, but I hate the O-lineman more.
For sure.
It's funny. You should have heard
Y'all are
Cam
boys.
Jordan
That's
here.
so funny. Y'all are boys, and
I
it's
know.
QB and DN, bro.
I hate quarterbacks.
In
like
college,
me and
we would
Brad.
brawl.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
brawled in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
couple
we used
times.
to swing. That's how we got close. I mean, if you can't punch each other in the face a couple times, it means you're not close.
Were the fights close?
I mean, they're like football fights. Like, we're
Yeah,
grabbing
yeah.
each other's face masks.
I'm doing
yanking each
anything I
other's
can,
neck.
like, to buy enough time for someone to get over there.
You're in the
Does that
little
make sense?
brother situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
holding your
I'm
own.
He
glad
just called
he
me
just
little
said
bro.
that. That
That's
just made
my
my
little
day.
brother.
Make sure we get that.
Yeah, but
on
you know, it's
film.
like Kyle and me. Kyle's my little brother. You know Kyle,
Of course.
but he's a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
He's 330.
Yeah.
So
So we get each other.
Yeah.
We have the same life.
no question, bro.
You know what I
we
mean?
do, bro. We
Oh,
do.
yeah.
100%.
We've been bonding, bro.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
This has been we've been talking
He's
about
been
it.
my
Maxx
road
and I.
dog, dude.
We've been boys this
100%.
weekend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask
100%.
for any better way. As soon as I saw you were coming to the SAC Summit, literally, I said to Max, I'm like, we got to get Chris on the show.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are doing a great job, and you know, I don't know how you do it, Max. Number one, you got to play well, which you always do. Like the hardest thing I think about getting on the mic when I think about guys doing it as active players, is like after a tough game, you know, like after a loss, and but I think y'all do a good job, and it's nice having a guy you grew up with, kind of that kind of gets you, and y'all hang out off the field too.
Yeah, 100%. It's important. We had the chemistry. It's been 10 years, I think, since we've known each other. So it makes it a little bit easier. But for sure, it is hard. Like, after games, you have a tough loss. The last thing you want to do is go and talk about what just happened. You know what I mean? But
Right.
we committed to it, so
And you can
we're all
play
in.
well in a loss,
Yeah.
and people don't know it, or maybe you don't have a sack, the rare occasion where you don't get one.
Yep.
And you play great, and everybody thinks like, hey, you played like shit because the team played like shit. Or they don't understand. Maybe y'all are in 4-minute mode continually.
Yep.
But you don't want to get up there and like explain yourself. That's the hardest part, I would imagine.
100%.
Weirdly, I feel like he might not agree with this, but I feel like it's a good way sometimes for him to decompress and talk it out though too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird, but like he'll come in like, all right, quick as fuck. Let's get this over with. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. And then by the end of it, he's still pissed about the loss or whatever it is, but you can tell like it's a little better of a mood. And so I just feel like it's a little outlet. So
I used to not want to go to the grocery store. I would not have anything in the fridge. I was fucking so pissed.
Yeah, no,
and I
real.
wouldn't be seen in public.
Just torturing yourself.
You're doing such a good job individually that like you can, it's like Jason Kelsey, who's my boy.
Yeah, 100%.
When he's doing his thing, when Travis is doing it, y'all are leading from the front. So what's anybody gonna say? And it's the same thing you were talking about with leadership.
Yeah,
you got to play well,
100%,
and you do it. So
no doubt.
What do you think about the player like led podcast? Like for you,
I think
you
it's
like
great.
the wave?
I mean, yeah, hell yeah, dude. I think it keeps the media honest.
Yeah.
Right, like the proper media. And I'm not one of these people that's like, hey, all the media is terrible and the whole thing. Because, listen, they had jobs to do. And for years when we were losing in St. Louis, they'd stand up there and we had a good relationship. I try to be accountable. And St. Louis is an easy city, from a media standpoint. But as you know, as a battle hawk.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Battle Hawks, baby.
But I get it. They got a job to do. But what they can't do is they can't tell the same stories. They don't understand some of the things that we understand. Like, we've hung out a few times, but like, I'm pretty sure if we spent a night just drinking, well, I'd be drinking beers, you'd be actually an adult.
Cigars.
There'd be a lot of shit that we would be like, yeah, same thing, bro. I totally get it. It's the same journey. It's like, it's different situations. And I think that's the great thing is when you get players together, the synergy, it's a brotherhood, man. I mean, a lot of these young players, man, I'm 40, bro. A lot of them are 23, 24, but
you don't even look 40, bro.
I've been where they, Nugenics.
Yeah, Nugenics.
Shout out to Nugenics.
No, but like we're all brothers, man. We all go through the same thing and we've got the same journey, which is why it's so great to get this group together. Yeah.
How was it like growing up in your household? Obviously, you've probably been asked this a few times, but just having Howie Long as your dad, you got Kyle Long, a freaking perennial Pro Bowler as a brother.
Yeah.
I mean, your whole family is a bunch of literally mutants. Yeah. So how was that growing
It's humbling. Like it's easy for me not to get cocky because you come home to the dinner table. Most guys are the best thing that ever happened to their hometown within 10 miles in any direction. I go home. There's two bad boys sitting at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Right. And one of them has a gold jacket and plays the same position, although we kind of play different kind of spots along the line, but you're always going to be compared to him.
Yeah,
and, for me, the pressure made me who I am, it's just part of life. And you also know that like when you go to league, like you're going to get a gold jacket. I believe that.
Appreciate
Not a lot of us get to do that. But when you're like Howie Long's son, it's not going to be good enough. So for a lot of people, so you have to kind of get square with the fact that some people are always going to compare you to your dad.
Yeah.
And he was always good about not putting pressure on me in that way.
Yeah.
The pressure he put on me was, hey, whatever you're going to do, whether it's football, whether you're going to get a job outside football, you're going to be the hardest working guy. And that pressure made me better. The external pressure challenged me in a lot of ways. And, but having a dad that you can kind of after the game call and he knows like exactly the play you want back, the thing you're not happy with.
Yeah.
On your best day when you have a 3-piece, you're thinking about the thing you should have done different.
Yeah.
And he knows the exact play.
Yeah.
And when things don't go right and I play really well, he also understands that.
Yeah.
So it's good to have that for my sanity,
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
dope. And yeah, it's funny too, because I know you already had the pressure of your dad being Howie Long, and then you're the number 2 pick in the draft.
Yeah, dude.
So that's another big, a big hurdle. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to phrase it, but that's a big fucking responsibility. Like you're coming there to be the guy immediately.
You're coming there to be the guy immediately. And you know this because you've been on a couple teams that weren't so good. When you're on a bad team, things just don't it's harder. Everything's harder.
Yeah.
To get your numbers, to learn, to develop. And, that's why there's some organizations that draft so well. Part of it is because the players they're drafting.
Yeah.
Part of it is because they have a program in place and they develop people. And when you get drafted high, bro, you're gonna go to a fucking chaos kind of place. And that's what it was for 8 years of my career.
Yeah.
But I had some good teammates, man. And back in the day, it was different. Like with the old CBA, we had a lot more vets. You know, so I had some really good OGs, some guys I learned a lot from.
Yeah. No doubt. It's funny. This is the last thing I want to mention too, because it's so funny how shit works. But obviously, you know, we've been cool for some time now. But I'm sitting here on Twitter, I'm scrolling just whatever on a random ass day, and I have this like NFL history Twitter account that I follow, and it shows like most random like dope throwback highlights, and it was you versus Jake Long as rookies, the 1 versus 2 overall picks, and we're talking about it too. Jake Long's from my hometown, Lapeer, Michigan.
He was a great player.
So kind of break that down. Like obviously going into that matchup, you were probably like, I gotta fucking go crazy.
2 longs and not even related.
I know, and everybody's still like, some people are still like, hey, your brother Jake.
Brothers,
Kyle get called Jake. Kyle get called Chris.
Yeah.
I'll get called Kyle. It's a whole thing.
It happens. Yeah.
Call me Howie. That'd be fucking cool.
Call me Howie.
Yeah.
So
you better get a new haircut.
No, Jake. Yeah, I know. You asked what it's like growing up with a dad. Grow up with a dad with a military haircut.
Remember my dad? We talked about that day one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You've seen Bill's hair.
Oh yeah.
Dad
He's
don't play.
I told him, I go, my dad
don't play, dude.
Bill.
You shake his hand now, Dad. You shook my dad's hand.
Oh yeah.
How fucking heavy handed.
He's a fucking ham hock. It's a meat cleaver.
So, anyways.
No,
Jake and me, we were tight. We were like Playboy All-Americans. You remember you go on all those trips and you get to know guys, and it came down to Miami, St. Louis, and we went alternate. And, you know, it came up like a month into the season. Me and Jake are going to play each other. And, you feel the pressure of that game.
Yeah.
I love Jake, man. We got respect for each other. But that day, you're like, bro, I'll kill you to win this matchup, bro. Like,
anything.
Everybody's watching this as much as you could watch a Rams game.
Yeah.
And I got after him a little bit, I think. But
good.
But he was a dog, bro. Jake was, if not for injuries, would have been like one of those guys that people talk about, like best of the generation, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, he had every tool and you could think of.
Yeah,
He's a monster.
Like he said, he didn't let up a single sack in college.
His kick was he got deep so fast. Like he was a deep set guy.
Yeah.
And it was a challenge, and he had like a funny punch. Like he wasn't one of those high hand punchers.
Yeah.
He'd pull his hands back. He'd underhand punch. He was a hell of a player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was, man. It was impressive. You played against a lot of great tackles in your era. Honestly, right? I mean, Jason Peters was at the time.
Jason, I got one of my first sacks on Jason before he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Because he was a tight end before he was a tackle.
Yep.
And it was in Buffalo when he had just been converted. Beat him on an inside move. I make sure I remind him of that because he ended up being one of the best ever.
Yeah.
You know, Trent's amazing, but I was a left end, so I didn't see him all the time.
Yeah. Who was the toughest?
Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TJ?
Dog.
What?
You said Lang?
No,
Lane.
John.
Not TJ Lang. No.
TJ Lang.
I'm like, no,
Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
No,
I'll just
TJ,
plug in.
Hey,
TJ's a dog.
I'll just plug in.
TJ's a dog, bro.
Yeah, he was.
Dog.
And his running mate there, Brian Balaga, right tackle.
He was a dog.
I had a lot of trouble with him. He had a funny set, bro. Like he frustrated the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it was unique, bro. It's
what do you
I don't
mean
even
by
know.
that?
Unorthodox is the only way to describe it.
Very, very square to you.
Yes.
Deep, and then he had a great anchor at the last second.
Yep.
You know this?
I played. So I was. It's funny because he was on the Packers when I was a rookie.
Yeah.
He gets hurt, I believe, going into that game. I was watching all his film. He gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, he gets signed by the Chargers.
He was with Chargers.
First drive of the game, gets hurt. So I watched so much film on him. I'm like, I got to be ready for this fucking dude. And I never really got to go against him. So, but yeah, he's a good ass player. Him and Bakhtiari had the most unique, weird fucking sets. Yeah, they're different.
It's almost like sometimes a guard goes out to tackle and you have more trouble with the guard because it's like a weird kind of
set. You're not used to it. Yeah.
The guard from Baltimore he's a Hall of Famer. I'm trying to remember his damn name.
Yonda,
bro.
Yeah, Marshall.
Who, by the way, like every time you get pushed around a pile, you might as well just assume it's him.
Every time.
He finishes every block. But when he kicked out tackle, like dudes had trouble with him. But Lane's the best. Like Lane to me, bro. And yeah, I was old when I rushed him in practice every day.
Yeah.
But I can tell you the depth that he gets, like he's waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a strong inside shoulder. So the only place you would go default when a guy's that deep is you try to open up their inside pad.
Yeah.
He doesn't budge, bro. Like, and he's got the underhand punch.
Yeah.
You almost feel yourself getting lifted up as you try to bull rush him.
Yeah.
and he's a great technician, really strong. And what they got at OL Masterminds, kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
They got a lot of good linemen over there. I mean, Jordan Malata, monster too,
he's a
and
beast.
he's
Oh
a
my
specimen,
God.
dude.
Mountain.
6'8". I mean, former
And he
rugby
can
player,
sing.
but he can
Bro.
move. Yeah, and he can sing.
I was so
For
mad when
sure.
they drafted him because I was sitting there. I went camping. I came out of the woods and we were eating at some diner. It was the day after the draft, and they were like, "The Eagles drafted 6'8", 350-pound rugby player." I'm like, "Does he play right tackle?" Tell me he doesn't play
Who's
right
got?
tackle.
You just knew
Who
it was
he's
about to be
got?
war.
Oh, I had to deal with him. But Stoutland's a great coach.
Yeah.
You know, behind every great offensive line, you got a great coach.
100%.
Dude, they've had like the best offensive line the Eagles have, I felt like, the last
Couple years.
couple
for
years.
I would agree. Detroit's right there.
Detroit
Detroit's
is
good
right
too.
there.
Yep.
They're a little bit more run intensive. Like you
Now they
know,
lost Frank, though, with him
That's a
retiring.
big deal. Dude.
That's a big
That is.
deal.
And it was kind of random too. It was out of nowhere. Yeah.
Only
I
29.
think they knew in the building that it was coming, but to people he played at a high level, even despite the injuries.
Yeah.
Who's the best you played, in your opinion?
Whew, that's tough. Honestly, I mean, either Lane or shit.
Would you play Lane in Vegas?
I played Lane my 3rd year, and
I remember that. I was there.
we had a great battle for sure.
It was a high scoring game.
Yes.
Yep.
I would say him, and then probably Panay Sewell. Me and
Sewell's
him. I was
great,
talking
yeah.
about that earlier. It was
Yeah.
a straight dog fight.
And in
Every
the run
play
game,
we're
too.
fucking. Oh yeah, we were getting to it.
Yep.
I watched the whole game with him on my iPad. We were fucking. It
Yeah.
was back and forth.
That's
But
awesome.
he's one of those guys. It's like the same with Lane. Like they're competitive as fuck, and
Yep.
a lot of linemen, like guys will give up. They got a clock in their head. And those dudes are trying to bury you. They're gonna keep coming, and those are like the best matchups though, because it brings the best out of you.
No question.
100%.
And they got those guys have D line mentalities.
Yeah.
100%.
Sewell has a D line mentality.
Absolutely.
Like
He's
they're
trying to bury
seeking
shit.
contact, you're saying.
Yeah.
As
No, a
opposed
lot
to-
of linemen seek contact, but there's a difference between the guy who cleans you up after the pile. He's kind of like a dirty guy, like the
Yeah.
fucking prototypical under-talented guard.
Yeah, he's gonna do
And then
dirty
the
shit.
tackle who's like, I'm a fucking free show,
Mhm.
and I want to get out on the edge and burp some of these DBs. Like,
Yeah.
he's a dog, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like Trent Williams too.
Trent's
same
the
shit.
same way.
Trying to
Enforcing
run out
their
there and try
will.
to take someone's helmet
Yeah,
off.
yeah, exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Let me tell you, after a game, the locker room is not the place you want to be if people aren't on top of their shower game. Sweat, dirt, straight chaos in there. That's why I don't mess around when it comes to cleaning up. And Harry's Sports Body Wash is what I've been using lately. It's been a game changer. My go-to right now is Redwood. Smells like evergreen and thyme, clean and bold. But I've also tried Stone, which has this charcoal and lime thing going on that hits a little bit different. And fig, cedar, and orange, super fresh. Every one of them lathers up thick and rinses off clean. It feels like a $30 luxury body wash, but it's only $8. And they don't load it up with parabens or sulfates, either just good stuff that leaves your skin feeling solid. Harry's made their name with razors, but now the full lineup stacked body wash, deodorant, 2-in-1 shampoo, all of it. Keep your game on point. Shower with Harry's. Try Harry's body wash today for just $8 at harrys.com/therush. That's harrys.com/therush for a sniff of this incredible body wash. God bless America.
Yep.
Savage.
I want to ask you, obviously you got 2 Super Bowls, by the way, which is sick. You went back to back.
Lucky
2 different
man, dude.
teams, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and do
crazy.
you have the most Super Bowls in your family?
Yeah. It's
How about
fucking-
Fuck
that?
yes,
But
that's a
it-
big
let's
deal.
Let's chalk one up for you, brother.
No, dude, hey, listen,
Come on,
listen.
knock on
Hey,
wood.
Knock on wood if
I
you're
got
listening.
some bragging rights in some areas, but it's fucking but it ain't gonna be a Hall of Fame jacket. So I do hold it over Dad, but it's such a team thing, bro. Like,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
especially like, hey, if I was who I was in my prime and won a Super Bowl, you'd have a lot more, you'd feel a lot more ownership in it individually, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, when I was there in New England, I was playing out of position. I was in a 3 technique. I was doing whatever I could to shovel shit
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and try to win. Like
Yeah.
I was on a mission
Yeah.
to do whatever it took to get a ring. I was
Yeah.
ring chasing.
Yeah.
Totally. When I went to Philly though, it was like trying to finish my career in a 9 techniques, die on your sword.
Yeah.
You know,
This is my last.
this is
This is the last dance.
that
Yeah.
I can still play
Yeah.
and leave playing well.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about winning a Super Bowl when went to Philly, and neither was I when I called LeGarrette Blount and was like, "Hey, bro, come down here, bro. I think the energy's good," but I wasn't thinking we could win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So winning in Philly was It was crazy, bro. It was like a movie.
He was running like
that shit was wild. That was a Nick Foles year.
Yes, dude.
That was legend. That
totally
run alone is
unexpected, bro.
insane.
Is his
bro.
piece that big? I mean, come on. Let's actually
He
talk
said,
about it
yeah.
for a second.
I mean,
could be a long conversation.
he's the perfect guy to have a weapon of mass destruction because he's just the best guy.
Yeah,
He's
You
a
wouldn't want
humble.
to give that thing that you wouldn't want to give that howitzer to somebody who's a bad guy.
100%. It's a,
Bro,
it's a problem.
Nick's like the highest character person in the world. It's not an issue.
Yes, I love it. I
That's
love that's his
fucking all
explanation
time.
about it too, because you're so right. That's a dangerous weapon to put on another guy.
Yeah,
That's
listen.
There's a reason some guys get kicked out of the army.
Yeah, listen.
You
This
know?
guy would have been kicked out of the army, but Foles, bro, he's just such a chill motherfucker, and he's like a natural born leader.
Yeah.
In that, you know, like guys level with him. You know,
Yeah.
QBs can have like kind of an air about them where they're different. They're almost like playing different sports.
Yeah,
And
facts.
Thank you.
This guy is like, he's an everyman, and Tom was like that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tom would chop it up with anybody in the locker room.
Love that.
But Nick had that belief, and our offense was humming that year, dude. Like the RPOs, like
yeah.
we had so many good players.
Yeah.
We didn't have a ton of like elite players like Fletcher Cox, Hall of Famer.
Insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
This team that just won it, and I told Saquon this, had him on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I said, bro, y'all would have beat us by 2-3 scores.
Yeah.
But we just caught lightning in a bottle. And
Mm-hmm.
it was one of those things when we played Minnesota in the NFC Championship, they played Dreams and Nightmares an hour before the game. And motherfuckers were jumping up and down. I looked around the stadium and it's full. And I said, I don't care who we're playing tonight. Like anybody can get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Facts.
And it was just that kind of vibe around that team.
Yes.
You know, New England, it was like a machine you're a part of.
It was
Yeah.
boring.
You know, no, it wasn't boring.
Just different.
was
Bill
just
ran
different.
that shit like the military. I mean,
Yeah.
I was with McDaniels. It was similar to that, like
You
that
were
the
on
Patriot
MT,
way.
You were on fucking military time.
Straight military time. It was different, but like I honestly like. There's so many different ways of coaching. I've been with Pete Carroll. I've been with McDaniels. There's totally
You like Pete?
polar opposite. Yeah, I love Pete.
Dude, Pete is the
Love
one
Pete.
coach that I used to, because we played Seattle twice a year, and they'd
Yeah.
always get us. And I always used to like secretly want to play for him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
always seemed like that kind of guy that you want to play for.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hype is real. He's exactly who you think he is.
That's
He's
awesome. Dude.
all energy all the time.
That's awesome.
Cool as hell.
Yeah.
How much gum in a day?
It's a great question.
And what flavor is it? Is it spearmint or what is it?
See, I probably should know this, but I have no idea.
When
but
you
I
chew,
could.
when you chew on gum that long, you'd think they probably their breath starts to stink.
It's
right?
definitely not
Maybe.
chewing that zebra stripe. You ever
Yeah.
chew that zebra stripe?
No.
It's gone in 30 seconds. I'm an 80s baby.
Yeah.
That's like the shit you just chew on and it just turns to powder.
turns to
after.
powder.
Yeah, it's
Hell yeah.
terrible.
Hell yeah.
like juicy
Terrible.
fruit type shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get you out of the gum talk. I don't know what your segue is
I don't
going
know
to be,
what
but you're
this
on the
is.
fucking.
Do you think I'm plotting?
We'll see.
Normally I am. I'm not going to do anything too
Yeah.
crazy. But hey, I would ask you, would you trade a Super Bowl for a jacket?
I thought you were going to say like a child. I'm
Oh,
like, bro.
God. Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
For a jacket?
Yeah. Because you got two. You get what I mean? Like, you know.
Bro, you only get the jacket if you deserve it, bro. Like, so it's incomprehensible to me. Like,
It's a good way to put it.
everything, and hey, I'm a self-respecting person, bro. I grinded for everything I had, and
Yep.
and I did the very best I could. Like, to the point where, like, you know how this is. You're up at night thinking, what could I do better, bro?
All the time.
As good as you are, you're gonna, when you retire, you're gonna think back and be like, man, I could have had 250.
Bro,
You know,
100%.
like, that's the way you are. That's the way we're wired. And but I got no regrets about any of that. And you know, I think the Super Bowls, man, they give you a bond with 106 people,
Yeah.
right? Like where you got family members for life, bro. Like you go, it's a special thing. And then
Yeah.
you see the guys in Philly winning now. Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship. I went on their podcast the other day.
What's it called?
Exciting Mikes,
Exciting-
not Whites.
It's not?
No,
Exciting
it's Mikes.
Mike's, like Mike.
Yeah. They did a little
Good.
play on it.
Yeah, I like
Um,
that.
So
Strategic.
basically, I get on there and I'm thinking to myself, like, I feel like I'm teammates with these guys because we're part of a brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know, like they
Mhm.
won a Super Bowl here. I want it. It's a cool thing, man. And I hope you get it, Max, because you fucking deserve it, dude. Like, you played your ass off, you know. And I was in a situation where we weren't winning a lot,
Yeah.
and I watch you play when the chips are up and the chips are down.
Yeah.
To me, that's the measure of how much I respect somebody.
Yeah.
How you play when shit is hitting the fan.
Real shit.
And I know
yeah.
you've had to go into that bag before, probably find motivation.
Fuck yeah. 100%.
So I hope you get that, man. I hope you do.
No
It'd also
doubt.
be cool because the Raiders, man, Raider Nation is crazy, dude.
Bro,
They're
what?
fucking-
Unbelievable.
they're
One of one.
It's a cult.
Yeah, for sure.
I know from growing up and
Yeah, I was
watching.
gonna say you've seen it since day one.
Dude, fuck my
Were
dad.
you a huge Raiders fan growing up?
Dude, we used to go, like, I was a kid when they were in Oakland, bro, and
Yeah.
like we would go to the stadium and you walk past the black hole and it's just like, whoa, dude. Like, first off, it smells loud.
Yeah,
Straight
it's
loud.
I didn't know what it was when I was a kid, but
Windows up.
Why do they
you
have
still
skunks in
smell it.
here?
yeah, dude, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of skunks in there. But I just remember the passion, bro, and I remember, like, still to this day when my dad meets a Raiders fan, like it's like a bond, bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Eagles fans got the same kind of thing, which was so cool about being there. It's like a real blue collar, fan base and the whole thing.
Is it hard to play there?
Not for me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was there at the right time, brother.
It is.
Perfect time.
Yeah.
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 It is for Joey Bosa. You see him when he went to watch his brother there?
Oh, when he walked out and they were on
Oh
his,
my
on his
God.
ass,
They're on
dude.
his ass.
But hey, 2018 we won the Super Bowl in 17. 18 we started 4-6.
Oh,
So I got a little taste of it.
yeah.
It's not a hot stove you want to touch.
No.
Yeah. I was gonna say this Philly fans are rabid.
Yeah.
You gotta respect it though. They're one way. They're
Yeah.
all in.
They're
Did
all
you-
hard.
So do you like Nick Sirianni when he was going at the crowd? I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
curious your
I know
take on
Nick.
that.
I know Nick, and I
Kinda
love
like
Nick.
it.
And let me say this, like, because I know they're all my homeboys. A lot of the guys, well, the old guys. I don't know all of them, but guys love him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dudes fuck with him. And I think what he has is like emotional intelligence.
Yep.
He has that like communication with his players,
Yeah.
where it's not just like, you've had coaches where they'll walk downstairs through the locker room and they're putting on an act. They've been thinking about what they were going to say.
Yeah.
When they walk by the
100%.
D-line lockers for 20 minutes, you can tell it's rehearsed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's different.
Supposedly Nick's like one of the guys. And,
That's dope.
I do think Nick has had a process of maturation
Mhm.
where he's like fucking my age, dude. Like I still think of myself like a kid. Like Nick's still a young man, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's learning on the fly. And I think like the Cleveland game when he was going at it with fans and that sort of thing, they weren't playing well. And he touched that hot stove.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think he learned a little bit. And the bottom line is the players have his back. They love him.
Yeah.
And it's hard to coach in this league. It's not just about X's and O's.
It's not.
100%.
And I was in that locker room, me and Bo Allen, after the NFC Championship, after the game. Dom got me down, right?
Mhm. Big
Gave me
Dom.
some
Big
cannolis.
Dom.
He had cannolis in the locker room.
I love it.
So,
The legend lives
The
but
on.
legend.
you walk in there, and dudes are like, it's the most confident locker room I've ever walked through. Like Jalen Hurts got a cigar.
Yeah.
I said to him, go get it done. He turned to me and he goes, it's already been written. It was like something out of a movie, bro. Like
Yeah.
dudes were walking around like it was
I
movie
love it.
shit, bro. The vibe
Yeah.
in that locker room, and somebody is responsible for, for creating that culture. And I
Yeah.
think it's Nick. I think Nick has a lot to do with it. He's got great coaches.
Yeah.
Howie's amazing, but he's doing a good job.
100%. Yeah, I think the head coaching job is probably one of the hardest in professional sports. There's only 32 on the planet,
Hell yeah.
and
Mhm.
dudes get fired every fucking year.
Every
It,
year.
it
dude.
is hard for a guy to stick around for a long time. It's one of the like you talk about people skills. Like every coach knows fucking X's and O's.
Yeah.
Everyone knows how to dial some shit up,
Yeah.
but you got to have a grasp of the whole entire locker room. A bunch of grown ass men from every different walk of life. I
Right.
think that's one of the most impressive things that guys that can win at a consistent level for that like for a long period of time. Like Pete is one of them.
Mhm.
Like a guy like that, like he truly gives a fuck. This is his life. You could tell there's no faking it. You can't fake
That's
it.
it.
You know,
can't fake
you
it.
know immediately. It doesn't take long, especially the players. You're like, yeah, this
Yes.
shit is.
Bro,
Yeah.
you can't fake it. You
Yeah.
said it, because we're 53 grown men.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it all.
Yep.
So if you walk up there and you're not really about it, or you're trying to be somebody you're not, that to me is like leadership. You have to be authentic as a player,
Yep.
or as a coach. And if you're just real with guys, if you're a fucking nerd, be a nerd,
Yeah.
right? Like be a nerd who's really good at scheme
Yeah.
100%.
and who cares about his players.
Yeah.
I think Mike McDaniel,
I was
not
just
just a
gonna
say
nerd,
that.
but
I was gonna say, yeah,
like,
but
he doesn't fit the prototype of some guy,
yeah.
some
little
big
awkward.
strapping football coach from Ohio.
Yeah.
but his players love him because he cares about him. You know what I mean? And he's himself.
McVay is similar. I wouldn't say he's a nerd, but McVay is another guy, like super young.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, no fucking way he's going to be a good head coach. That dude is a savant. And the players love him. I know every guy I've talked to on the Rams loves Sean McVay. I've never in a million years would ever imagine myself, leaving the Raiders or anything like that.
But in fantasy land, if the Raiders cease to exist.
I'm not even, he would never be my coach, but like, I love Sean McVay. Every time I've been around him, bro, every time I've talked to him, I've ran into him at a restaurant one time, he'll take all the time in the world to sit there, talk to you. How's your family? How you doing? Man, I watched this game, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's fucking like a computer.
And he really loves ball, and he remembers everything. It's not an act.
He's obsessed.
He was like, man, Chris, I remember in 17, you got us. We took a little bit long on play action. He spit out a bunch of like vernacular, and he's like, and you just came around, top down rush, got the ball off him, bounced 3 times.
Yeah. Bro, it's
Brandon
so
Graham
impressive.
picked it up. I'm like, you remember all that shit?
Like,
bro?
I don't even remember.
I think he's got a little Gruden. I think he's got a little Gruden in him.
Yeah,
weirdly enough. Like Gruden
was
still
the one who
watches
brought him
film
in.
till 3 a.m. or whatever.
Another thing about McVay that I think is cool is I hear his players, he takes care of them physically.
He does.
Which, where are you on that, bro? Because
yeah, here we go.
I love it.
No, do you take days off? Like, do they give you days off ever? See, this is the problem.
He doesn't take any days off,
God,
dude.
I'm gonna be in your ear, bro.
No, I mean, I've it's not like how it used to be. I used to be I'm not hearing shit from nobody. I'm not doing, fuck you, I'm practicing. My fucking leg is hanging off, I'm practicing.
I'm with you.
I've had some great people in my corner, from Alex Guerrero, who worked on Tom Brady for 15 years. He's my body guy. He's got my ear a lot. Tim Grover, especially Tim. Like, Tim worked with Mike, Kobe, all the best of the best. They're fucking in my ear all the time about it, but they've seen it, and they were around guys that didn't have an off button. Yeah. And I'm like that. I know one speed. So they've helped me a lot. So yes, there is times where I have to, all right, you're only getting this amount of reps today in team. Period. I don't give a fuck what it is. You're getting 2 reps on this. Yep. And I'm like, all right, it makes sense. If it makes sense and I understand what you're doing it for, and this is why we're trying to get to another level, then I'm all ears.
And the amount of snaps
That's
he plays.
it. Listen,
I knew that was
I'm the 40-year-old version.
Your dad said the same thing.
I'm the poor man's you, where we got the same switch, right? Like, where you want to do everything. It's like a fucking point of pride. It's a sickness. Where you want to place, you want to shoot shit up, and you want to play hurt, and you want to be a hero.
Yeah.
Not in like a look at me way, but like I felt the most adrenaline when shit was like fucked up.
I'm telling you.
Where you're like, you wear it with pride.
Yeah.
But I'm 40 now, and I look back on my career, bro, and I'm like, you got to take care of yourself.
You do.
Because you got something special. And, somebody like me, a mercenary, sure, I'll ride till the wheels fall off. But you're trying to get a gold jacket and do 100%. All this shit, bro. Take care of yourself. And, that 85 snaps a game, man, I'm impressed, because that's old school. It's like we used to do.
Yeah.
I'm proud to watch you play.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at him.
Yeah.
But be fucking smart.
No, 100%. I appreciate that too, because it's real. Trust me, you're not the first person that said that to me. I've heard it from everyone.
I ain't crazy.
Your own dad said it to him on the show.
Me and my dad, we always were like,
dad said it
I'm worried about
Maxx.
Dad's
I'm
like,
worried about him. I'm worried
Max.
about him. I'm like, I love you, but I got you. But it's true. Like, it is real. Like, I do. Yeah. There's a lot of things that come with it, and I have had some, not soft tissue shit or whatever, but like, I've had just fucking bangs and bruises the last few years just off of flying the fuck around and getting caught up, you know what I mean? Getting tied in
car accidents.
It's car accidents left and right. So no, we have a plan. I'll just say that.
Yeah, you get older, it's just
you got to be smart.
Yeah, you're gonna
value.
You're fine. Bro.
Like we said, longevity.
I just gotta say it. I gotta say it. I'm like in dad mode.
I love it.
100%.
We were talking about last night at the club. I'm like, Max, these 90 plays a game.
Yeah.
Gotta chill out.
Yeah, he was. And then he also did say, he's like, seeing Maxx out here at Sac Summit, and what'd you say? You go, how in the fuck did this guy go?
Yeah,
so
dude.
late?
I gotta tell you, man. Like, listen.
Getting
I'm not
hyped up
gassing
right
you.
now.
You know this.
This is crazy. I'm getting hyped up right
He's
now.
getting hyped, but
you
deserve, bro.
You deserve it though, bro.
I'm watching you yesterday do drills. It's like watching Von. Like, you don't realize this because you don't think you're Von Miller, but like, it's a different kind of Von Miller. Like, and I'm watching you do drills, and I turn to bro, and I'm like, how the fuck did 32 teams, including the one that drafted you, how did Mike take so damn long to? I want to call Mike and be like, bro, I just watched him fucking. You do the bags at Combine, right? This motherfucker looks like Jared Allen sped up.
That was his player comp.
Yeah.
So-
I was a degenerate though too. That would play a part in it. You know, I was still on the drink. I was a fucking wild animal. So that definitely played a part in it. But honestly, that's the thing too. Like I wasn't that person coming into the league. Like I definitely I was bendy, I was twitchy, like I had tools, but like I've truly like my mindset has been like I'm gonna fine tune the Ferrari. Like every little thing I built where I'm at now. And it's not just like, okay, God gave you this talent. Like, no, like if I can't just go and eat whatever I want. And some guys can roll out of bed and go fucking run a 4.4.
We know that.
That's
right?
not me.
Yeah, no,
like I've had to earn all that shit and build it up myself. And another guy, like that's why I love Kobe so much, because Kobe built that shit by working.
He built a monster.
He built a monster. He was not that coming into the league. So like that's the way I look at it. Like people ask me all the time, like, how the fuck did you fall to the fourth? But like I had to build and grow and learn, and it was more mental than anything too. Like I was a fucking wild animal.
Right.
Like I was a wild animal.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out like what was best for me, and once I figured that out and cut out the bullshit.
But that's the most impressive thing. And I got to say this for anybody listening, like as great a player as he is, to own the sobriety shit and to talk about like just to make the decision, right? And like say like, hey, I'm gonna grow up. And some of us never did.
Yeah.
You know, like most of us.
We're still trying to figure it out.
But I'm telling you, I'm at Sac Summit and I'm thinking to myself, like, y'all, this generation of which you are a leader, you're working smart.
Yeah.
We used to work dumb. We used to work our asses off.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Yeah.
But we work dumb. And I love seeing you set a tone of awareness of your situation, owning it, talking about it, but also like providing a space for these guys to see how you work.
Yeah.
You know, because that's leadership for real.
For sure it is.
100%.
You know?
What's up, everybody? Crypto is kind of blowing up again. So when I need more Bitcoin or Solana, MoonPay is always the first app that I open. Since MoonPay works with Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, bank accounts, and credit cards, it's fast and easy to get what I need in a few clicks. And because MoonPay has been around for 6 years and is used by millions of people, they've also formed a pretty cool relationship with other companies in the crypto space. MoonPay is partnered with Trust Wallet, one of the most popular self-custody wallets in the world. With Trust Wallet, you control crypto fully, no compromises. And thanks to MoonPay, you can fund your wallet instantly using your favorite payment methods. It's the fastest way to go from cash to crypto, all while keeping full control of your assets. Remember, while MoonPay makes buying and selling crypto straightforward, it's essential. It is essential to do your own research and understand the risks that are involved. Crypto trading can be volatile, and you could lose your entire investment. MoonPay is a tool to facilitate your transactions, not a source of financial advice. Trade responsibly, Condor Cartel. To the moon!
A lot of people talk about it, but most guys don't want to get up in the front of the line and show them how it's done. Like that's something that, I mean, I've seen some of the best, most talented motherfuckers not want to work. You know what I mean? And it's like a guy like us and all of us, like we've had to earn everything we got. You're like, those are the guys you can't even stomach to be around. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just being real. Like you see somebody waste their fucking talent. I've seen guys that have been my backups for years. And guys that have been behind me in the past, I'm like, this motherfucker's got longer arms than me. He's faster than me.
Do you still get the same paranoia? I used to get paranoid that every crop of rookies coming in, I'm like, bro, like they're better. Like they might be better. No. Like look at them in OTAs. They're beating people in OTAs. I got to fucking.
Yeah, for sure.
I do.
That's
like
how normal people probably do things.
Yeah.
But when
I don't know.
Well, when you're him,
but you have it
about
though.
it.
Yeah, when you're him.
No, it's
but
not.
Me,
but it's not that. It's not that.
I would see some guys coming in OTAs and like they're fucking tall, they're fast,
and then
they're
you're
twitchy.
like, am I a bowl of soup?
Well, you're like, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Like this motherfucker, like they're coming for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've had, you always have that thought in the back of your head. For me, like I'm big on like psyching myself out. Like I'm not, even if I have a doubt, I'm like, if I even get beat, which I fucking, every rep, every get off drill, every hoop drill, like I'm front line, I'm calling out all the young fuckers, let's go. And they're calling me out. They want a piece. They want to be able to say they beat me. So every year, it does get harder. You're like, okay, this little fucker's 245 and bending like crazy. I'm like, I'm going to win though. I have to find a way.
Hell yeah.
And you still like, you prove it to yourself more than anything. Like that's the thing. When I was young, I used to really care about everybody else, what they're doing. Oh, I need to get a sack because he got a sack. It's like you can't think like that. Like if I'm doing what I'm doing at my highest level, I feel like nobody is at my level. That's just how I think about it.
I would agree.
Yeah, so
you know, and it usually happens when the pads come on.
Yeah.
And when football is played.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, now I see why I'm here.
Yeah, 100%.
I forgot I've been doing this.
Yeah, you forget. You have to do it every year. That's what people don't realize. They think, oh, you made it. You're a Pro Bowl guy. You made all pro, all this. I'm like, bro, you got to start from square one.
Scratch.
Every fucking year. And that's the hardest thing because people think you just, oh, yeah, we had a great year last year. We're going to have a great year again. No, you got to fucking go right back to work. Start from the bottom and build that shit back up again. And most guys aren't willing. The inconsistent guys are the same guys that can't do it every offseason.
Yep.
What did Marinelli text you? Is it right? Marinelli texts you every time in the season. He's like, how many sacks you got? And he's like,
0 every offseason. How many you got today?
Start with 0.
And he'll be like, hey, horsehead, fuckhead. He just talk shit. And he's like, how many you got? 0. Call me.
Love it.
Hey, he's a legend.
Legend.
But
he's
also
just fucking was calling me. He's probably gonna fucking motherfucker.
Tell myself what's up. I love that dude.
He's the best.
But fucking the beginning of the season when you have 0, it can feel pretty heavy until you get that first one.
What? Getting the first one out of the way is the hardest thing.
If you get a first one in the first game or like the first quarter of the first game, you're like, bro, I'm taking over the world this year.
100%. Bro, literally. That's what, like this year, first drive of the game, I got a sack. I'm like,
who was it?
Fuck yeah. We ran a stunt.
No, but who were you playing?
Chargers.
Okay.
Chargers. Yeah.
Fuck, I just remember that Ravens game.
Oh, yeah. That was the second game. That was the second game, and that was another big game. So I came out like that's always important too as a rusher. Like you go 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks out of sack, you're like, fuck,
dude. It feels like the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Everything. It feels like everyone like
hates you. Everybody's like
I'm
loser.
a fucking bum.
Like you're walking
Everyone
in the building and all your
suck.
friends are like, yo, does he suck all of a sudden? That's how you're imagining.
That's how I
think.
Like everyone's looking at me different now. I'm like, fuck, I need to
I'm
get
telling
back
you,
in the
bro.
bowl.
It is,
That's
though.
exactly
But
how
Really,
it
it's
is.
in your own head, though.
But here's the deal.
Yes.
Here's the deal. In an NFL building, and this is something I wish I was better about. Everybody's dealing with their own fucking problems. They're not thinking about you. They're only thinking about them.
That's so true.
And in life. So when
In
you're thinking
general.
about like, oh man,
people have enough shit going on.
bro, they're not even
Yes.
thinking about you.
They don't give a. They don't give a.
That's
And
your
I
own-
wish I knew that more, because you know when
I
you're the
still
highest,
deal with that.
when you're the highest paid guy, you're a captain or like, and you're not playing well or something goes wrong, you immediately assume like people don't fuck with you anymore. It's like a very, it's like a human nature thing.
Bro,
Dude.
100%. You walk in the D line room, like if you don't get a sack and you were like supposed to just murder someone, you could have 10 pressures, fucking be killing them. But if you have to walk in that meeting, you're like, I didn't get a sack.
Dog,
I was like, my teammates probably think I fucking suck.
I would get
I'm
so
a
mad.
bitch. Like,
or they get the first one, they have a couple, and you're behind, and you know.
Yeah.
Or like, or the guy that rushes behind you.
Yes.
Like gets like a freebie and you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna give him my job,
bro. Literally, it's over.
That's what I'm talking about. See, everybody's got a little bit of that.
Everyone, bro.
Even you,
100%, bro.
It's really you versus you, though.
It is.
Your competition is yourself,
bro. My third year, I'll never forget this, bro. Me and for some reason, my first couple years in the league, I was rushing really well in my division. Like I've always, that's some group told me, he's like, if you dominate your division, Max, you're gonna be a Hall of Famer. I'm like, that stuck with me to this day. I'm like, I got you. I would always get sacks versus the Chargers, always get sacks versus the Broncos. For some reason, I would not get sacks versus the Chiefs. I'm like, this is our biggest rival. And I deep down, I'm like, I'm a fucking loser. I don't know why. And I'm killing dudes. You know what I mean? And I know I'm rushing well. And Marinelli, if I didn't have him, I would have lost my fucking mind.
Why do you think it was with Kansas City? The way they set? Or?
I don't know. I'm there. It just ball out.
But Mahomes
he's
is
weird
so
too.
But that's
dude.
changed though now because
It's changed. I've sacked Mahomes more than anybody in the league.
I know the last couple of years, I love the game, seeing y'all just like go at it.
It's the best.
But
yeah, it took me time.
But it's
bro.
funny, you got teams like that, bro. Like I used to have a team or two like that. Then you got teams like, I don't know who this team where you play them and you're like, it's food. Maybe you don't want to say.
No, we cut it. But like, just it's
Bleep
statistical.
It. Yeah.
We could bleep it. Yeah, we'll bleep. But
It
like,
was the Seahawks.
I have
me.
more sacks versus that. Like every time I play them, like
Yeah.
we talk about this. It's like statistically proven. It's like Cam versus the Falcons.
And there's enough players that come through that you beat that you're like, is it about the player or is it just the vibe? Like when I see their uniform, I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna eat today.
Yeah,
it's just something in the air.
But over the years, like if you're in the same division for a long enough time, you're like, every division game, I'm going crazy.
Dude,
and
I
that's
used to
what
love
happens
playing in division, bro.
Bro, it's the best.
Love playing in division.
Yeah, but my point, I was gonna say, with the Chiefs, like first couple years, I don't know why I'm not getting home, and it's exactly what you explained. I fucking come off the field for one play. Malcolm Kuntz is a rookie. First fucking play, he
Dog
long
in the
arm,
d-
sack, like nothing, like clockwork. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking lose on that. I'm like, fuck this shit.
This
He
is
had
why he doesn't
one
come
rep,
out now.
bro. Literally, I'm like, I'm not coming out ever again. Fuck
It's so
this.
true, dude. Yeah. Oh,
Every
bro.
time it happens like that, bro.
I used to have that problem with Aaron Donald though, because Aaron Donald, like, I had a tight groin in training camp, and we were doing like a big team at the stadium practice, and I was doing my best, but I was struggling because of my groin, and I came off the side to get it wrapped, and Aaron was a rookie, and so he runs out there. They're like, "We need somebody to play end," and Aaron runs out there. Hadn't taken an end rep all camp. Won 3 reps in a row just like that.
Murdered.
I said, "Hey, get the fuck
Get
back."
the fuck
yeah,
out.
like, bro.
Rookie motherfucker.
Also, as a side note, that guy could rush. He probably could have been a Pro Bowl end. He could be a Hall of Fame
Probably.
end.
That, he would have had 150 if
Line
he
him
would have
up in
played
a
strictly
5.
end.
Which is why
100%.
wouldn't they have done that at some point and just
Well,
added,
they did move him to get
He
matchups
did.
sometimes.
He
and
started doing it. Look what Chris Jones is doing.
because he's not
That's the-
very big
he's-
to be in the inside.
He played at
he played
265.
258. He told me 58 in the
Oh
Super
my
Bowl.
God.
That's insane, bro.
And
But-
he's doing that to people.
But when you're
Inhumane.
300 pounds strong, like, why weigh 300 pounds?
For sure.
Why do I have to
You
carry the
don't need to.
backpack?
Yeah.
You
You
know,
just got to run. Yeah, you're gonna run like a gazelle.
Yes.
And
dog.
you can
He
bully
could,
anybody.
he could, and Chris Jones out on the edge. Like,
Mutant.
if you can get these tackles turned and you got enough power
Yeah,
and you got the time, and that's the thing we talk about here is like picking your spots and knowing when to do certain rushes.
yeah.
You know, you can run people over in this league. Tackles aren't as big as they used to be.
No, they're not.
No, for
No.
sure.
You
I
wanna
want
hit the-
you. Yeah, I was gonna say we got one more. I got one more question. We'll hit our Mount Rush. But obviously, you're in the podcast game as well. You
Yeah.
got the Greenlight podcast. You've been
Yeah.
crushing it.
Thanks, man.
How long has that been going on? And what was like your initial what got you into that? What was your how was that all started?
So I started my first fall out, I guess.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something where I could stay around the game.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to coach. Not that I don't love coaching, but the hours, my
Yes.
kids, the age they are, like some of my best friends coach and they barely see their kids. It's like tough. It's a tough life.
And as a player, you're already in there so much.
Yeah, I retired for a reason,
Yeah.
right? I want to be home.
Yeah.
That's why I retired.
Damn.
You know, I didn't want, like, my last year I had some West Coast teams. They were like, come out. Like, I was like, fuck, I'm good. So I came home for a reason.
Yeah.
So I just like being in the space where I can call a buddy and shoot the shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, whether it's a pass rusher or maybe we get a basketball player on there or a coach, like, if we're talking sports, man, it's not work,
Yeah.
Facts.
you know? And so we built this little thing and I got some of my buddies just like you that I grew up with and
Yep.
and that I've known since, you know, like Nate Collins, Dr. Fax, who I think y'all have met.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I had him on his visit. You know, we're feeding him 40 ounces, and
Yeah.
and now he's an employee.
That's what I did with
Slammies.
Junior right here.
Yeah.
Real shit.
So, but it's fun
Sidewalk
because like
slammies.
the same way y'all obviously have known each other a long time. That's the same way me and my boys are, and so it doesn't feel like work, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I love it. I don't like TV.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I want to do TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just too buttoned up.
Leave
Yeah.
it to your dad.
It's more natural.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Look at his dad. He's killing it.
Yeah.
He's crushing. He's been doing it for so damn long.
Hell yeah, and he's still sharp and he's still good, man.
Yeah.
And they got a great. The hardest thing to get doing this is chemistry, right? And they got
Mm-hmm.
great chemistry. They've been together, him and Strahan and those guys, Terry,
Jay Glazer.
Yeah.
Glaze.
Hell yeah.
What did-
Bro, we just seen him yesterday.
He's
I don't-
here.
Yeah. Well, he left. I think he left this morning, but we're just walking out. We come out from where were we coming from?
It's when that fan just went nuts. Where did we come from?
I think we're leaving the film session.
Yes.
We're leaving the film session out of the restaurant. Fucking Jay Glazer
They
comes
slapped
out of
me.
nowhere. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, oh yeah.
I'm like, you motherfucker. I was like,
Doing
you
his
don't call
little-
me?
doing
Instant
his little,
sparring.
like-
Instant sparring.
Instant. We
Oh
start
yeah, that's
sparring.
his bro. That's his.
Just go to.
Yes.
Yo, he just starts pummeling.
Yeah.
He pummels and he throws an overhand right.
Yeah,
every
that's
time.
it, bro.
That's what
like
we did.
Every time.
Will,
you
we
should
went to,
really knock him out at some point. Like just like counter him.
straight down the
Be
center.
like, you've been doing
dude,
this.
we
for
went to
10
LA.
years.
We went to LA
Yeah.
last year to shoot
Telegraph
some
me.
pods. We were in West Hollywood, your favorite.
Yeah.
And
Woho.
yeah.
We call it Woho.
Woho?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I like that.
awesome.
Woho. Yeah, we were
You
there
never
though.
heard that?
And he trained at
Never.
Jay Glazer's place the whole time. He'd come back like a tomato every time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jack.
Just
Oh yeah.
red.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god, bro!
Yeah.
He blew out both his fucking bicep tendons training with him.
Dude, those
Me and him were
MMA guys,
going at
bro,
it.
they
Yeah,
live
he was all
hard.
fucked
Like
up.
they're
I
all
was wondering
fucked
why he
up.
had the patches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. He went to Panama. Had to get fucking stem surgery.
He's
Me
been trying to get me to go to Panama. Those guys are here.
I know.
I'm going to
Origins.
Panama too.
You
Are
should,
you?
bro. I want to go
Dude,
too
I'm hurting,
at some
bro.
point.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
good
yeah.
for ED.
I was gonna say, how do you feel being retired? Is your
Can't
body
believe
fucked
that
up
shit.
still?
Isn't it crazy?
He's wild, bro.
What did he say?
It's good for ED. That's what the
For
said on the
ED.
box.
ED.
Yeah.
You're slow.
Oh. No, my body's okay. I'll probably have to get my shoulder replaced eventually. Like it's that kind of thing, like where you just know.
Yeah.
You know, the hardest part about getting older and retiring is like you'll get hurt doing fucking nothing, dude. I'll
Yeah.
wake up in the morning and be like, what happened overnight, dude? Like
Yeah, your fucking whole
Damn, I
body
slept
hurts.
hard.
I can't
Yeah.
turn my head. What happened? So
Damn.
enjoy being able to get in these car accidents and regenerate
About
every
alive.
week while you
Yeah.
still can, bro. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
Cool
awesome.
time.
That is awesome.
Well, yeah, we're gonna segue a little bit, finish with the our Mount Rush. You know, it's
Good.
our final segment we do every episode. Everybody's different. We've had pass rushers, all different type of people. We've had rappers on the show.
Yep.
We've been hit with different Mount Rushes, but for us, we're gonna spice it up a little bit today.
I love
We
it.
always spice it up.
Yeah.
Who are your top 4, your Mount Rush white pass rushers of all time?
Nice. I love
Golly,
that.
this puts a lot of pressure on me. I'm just gonna name like 30, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
All his boys are tuned in right now.
Yeah.
Howie Long, right?
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
I think obviously, and if I leave
Obvious.
any of you cockazoids out, I mean no offense, dude.
Cockazoids.
You fucking cockazoids. Fucking I'll talk about Aaron Schobel,
Aaron
fucking
Schobel.
forgotten motherfuckers like Aaron Schobel,
Yeah.
Jared Johnson. I'm trying to think though who are the best ever. I mean,
Gotta put Jared Allen in there.
Jared Allen's probably he might be one right now. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm gonna put it because you got to have a D tackle group.
Yeah.
Jared Allen, Howie Long. Fuck. Feed me one. Who's
Merlin Olsen.
I love
Throwback.
all the Rams. I love all the
Yep.
old Rams.
Jack Youngblood.
TJ Watt, JJ Watt.
Easy.
Just the Watt brothers.
Yeah.
Watt brothers.
My
That's
dad, and you're gonna be on it, bro. Like you know, so
We got work to do.
yeah, I
For
didn't
sure.
want to put you on your own show, but you're on it, bro. Like, and that's the thing. Like, the thing about trying to rank things is like, bro,
It's
y'all
tough.
are all in such elite air, dude. Like, you know, so it's a big win to be a white guy and make it to the NFL as a defensive lineman,
Yeah.
to be like one of the best at what
We're
you're
rare
doing,
breed.
bro. Like, yeah. So,
Rare breed.
but I want to shout out some of the forgotten ones for sure. Like Aaron Schobel. You know who that is?
Mm-mm.
Go watch some Aaron Schobel tape.
Aaron Schobel. Yeah.
We need to.
Yeah, for real. I'm like, man, now there's a bunch of white goats that I'm like, they're
There's a
probably
lot of
watching
them.
this and they're like, yo, what about me?
Yeah, that's true.
Aaron Campman. You know who Aaron Campman
He was
is?
a Steeler, right?
No,
Or who am I
he
thinking
played
of?
for the Packers.
Packers.
Kyle Vandenbosch.
Vanderbilt. Clay Matthews.
Yeah,
Clay
Clay. How much
Matthews.
Clay, who just sold his house in LA for like 27
30
I've
million
seen
or
that. That's real?
Yeah, he's making some kind of Mount Rushmore for that.
Good for
Yeah,
him.
I saw that.
What
He's
a
doing
house.
28 million or something stupid.
Good
Who's
for
on? Who's
him.
yours then?
I mean, there's so damn many.
That's the problem.
There's more than you would expect. I mean, you've hit a lot.
Oh,
of
Trey
them, but
Hendrickson.
Trey
I was going to
Hendrickson's
say that, but I didn't know
another
if it
great
was
white.
too like.
I mean, modern day, there's more white rushers. Like even Aiden Hutchinson's another young
Aiden
one coming
Hutchinson's
up.
got a real shot to be on that list, man. I
You
mean,
got to
he-
see more though, because I feel like I do. I'll
mean,
say it.
Listen,
he's young, but
to
I'm
put-
saying he's a fucking
a
great
great
Yeah,
rusher.
he's a great. Yeah.
Hey, listen, the question is, can you go? Are you elite or are you not? Like, he's an elite rusher, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and the pace he was on last year, come back from injury is hard, but
Yeah,
I don't bet against him.
he was going
No.
dumb.
I don't bet against him.
Yeah, he's a baller.
And a good Michigan man.
Michigan man to
Michigan
the
man.
core.
He's big.
Pure Michigan. No, he makes me look small.
Is
I
he
got a
big? He's
picture
bigger
of
than
me
you,
and
right?
him, bro. I didn't even want to post it.
Really?
That was how I felt about the picture with you when I first met you. I'm standing there doing this,
You're like,
and
fuck.
they hand me the phone back. I'm like, God damn, does he have lists? in
Bro,
this
that's
shit?
me doing a Calais Campbell interview yesterday.
I mean, Calais Campbell makes everyone look little.
Oh,
He's
and
a
the voice.
fucking
the Cookie
Sounds
Monster.
like
He's a cookie
a Game
monster.
of Thrones villain.
He is. He's
Dude.
not real.
Yeah,
I'm
he's an
convinced.
amazing
He's
guy,
the
too.
Terminator.
He is.
Amazing guy too.
But
He
yeah,
is.
no, Aiden Hutchinson is huge. He makes me look. He makes me feel small.
Oh, Justin Smith.
Justin Smith's an animal.
I got his jersey. That's a
Karlaftis?
jersey.
Kyle Williams, Buffalo.
Kyle Williams. I was about to say
Savage.
Kyle Williams.
Absolute.
What's your
savage.
favorite jersey you have?
Favorite jersey I have? Oh my god. I have mainly. It's funny. I mainly have basketball jerseys.
Really?
My brother got me a Bill Russell jersey,
That's
and I
sick.
think that might be my favorite one.
That's
right now.
Really?
Yeah, I got a lot. I got like Carmelo. I got D Wade. I got MJ. I got Kobe. For some reason,
Damn.
that Bill Russell it's special.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah, I was
As
just
I'm
gonna
going through my jerseys, I have to mention Ryan Kerrigan. I'm sorry
Ryan
I took
Kerrigan,
so long to mention
another
you,
one,
Ryan
bro.
Kerrigan.
Brett Kiesel. He
Kiesel,
wasn't more of a
Four-eye.
pass rusher, but he was a dog.
Total dog.
4-eye, just
Total dog.
great beard. He was the reason why I wanted a beard. And my grandpa, God rest his soul, him and my dad always gave me shit when I was young. I'm like, I'm gonna have the nastiest fucking beard
Were
when
you a
I'm older.
Steelers fan?
No, I just fucked with Brett Kiesel because he had the crazy beard. He just looked like an animal. I'm like, I want to look like him when I'm in the
So
league. I
fucking
want a
sick.
beard through the face, everything. And freaking, I grew a beard, and I was like, with my dad and my grandpa, I'm like, fuck y'all. You fucking doubted me. They always said, like, you'll never grow.
Quietly,
You're gonna be 6'2".
Quietly, they were like, now he's a real man.
yeah, he's a real man, 100%.
You keep growing that thing out, bro.
I know.
Yeah,
I
you
might
should.
just go
Hang time on that
straight
thing.
It's
Brett
getting
Kiesel.
redder, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's getting red.
Yeah.
It's always been red.
You might be the best ginger pass rusher of all time.
High
Best
key.
ginger football player of all time.
I don't know
means a
another one.
lot. That means a lot.
Bro, easy.
Who?
I think I might be, yeah.
Yeah, who is?
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
trying,
dog.
trying to think.
I'm
There's
trying-
not.
And you and Andy Dalton are pretty close.
And you don't your face, bro. Hey. And also shout out to Andy Dalton who has elite lettuce. His fucking
His
hair,
hair
dude,
is
is out of
immaculate.
control.
What do you
It's
mean?
so
It's like
red.
Bravo, Johnny Bravo up.
But you're not like just you
My
know,
hair is not like my beard.
No,
though.
it's not.
You know
And
what I mean?
When I see you, I'm not like, oh, there's Carrot Top. I'm just
Yeah.
saying you got reddish
But the
beard.
beard is
that
red.
puts you in the greatest of all. You're the GOAT
Yes.
category of all
Gingies.
redheaded people.
You just made my day.
There you
Yeah.
go, bro.
You just made my day.
Come
We're,
on,
we're a
son.
special, very select, small group, and we're holding strong.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of pride.
Yeah.
Such a fucking
They
idiot.
do.
He's an
A
idiot.
lot of pride.
I can't. Ton of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. We appreciate you coming
Oh,
on,
appreciate
bro.
it. We need to do
Obviously,
this more
next
often.
time we're gonna have a longer episode.
Hell yeah.
We got Power Slap tonight. Shout out to Dana and the whole crew. We're
Oh,
gonna go hit
shit.
that. We're gonna see you tonight.
I think you.
It's
I
already.
told you I was
been-
going to my room to watch movies, but y'all text me, I might leave.
All right, we're in.
All right,
Say
we're gonna
less.
hold that to him.
We love you, brother. We
Love you,
appreciate
man.
you.
Yeah, love
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you. Great job this
Yeah.
weekend.
Absolutely. Boom.
Let's roll. I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby, I'm turned to the max. You with, he ain't talking about nothing. Ain't ballin', babe, he can afford a bag. Huh? These little broke ass ready in the past. I come with more than half. Huh? I need my